What? Yes, I'm still watching, I promise. I'm watching. Hi, so I'm Tim, and it's warm out here. I'm Tim, and I'm a dad. So I have 3 kids so far. My wife and I are open to whatever God's plan is, 3 kids, ages something, a different one, and then the youngest. And I love being a dad. And if I've learned anything about being a dad, I've learned 2 things. Maybe. But if I've learned anything about being a dad, it's first and foremost, let's say it this way. For our wedding, my wife and I chose the reading from Ephesians chapter 5, the one that kind of gets under some people's skin, where it's like, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. And then it goes on, it's the whole wives, be subject to your husbands or be submissive to your husbands or whatever, depending on your translation. And unfortunately, that passage has been twisted a lot. It really has. And it's been used for horrible things. And it's misunderstood by a lot of people. So here's the thing. During the homily, the priest is explaining this to everybody. And he's talking a lot about how Christ died voluntarily, agonizingly. He suffered. He wasn't trying to get something out of it. It was fully self-sacrificial love. So he explains that. And then he looks at me and says, now, Tim, as a husband and a father, it's your job every single day to die to your wants, to die to your needs, to die to your desires, all out of love for your wife and children. And then he looks at my bride next to me and says, and Jess, her name's Jess, and Jess, it's your job to help Tim die. Now, of course that gets a big laugh because the way he said it is very funny. At least I think so. It's also like, I've been made fun of for being bald and old in this homily. Whose wedding is this? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's hers. Anyway, no, but the thing is, that's true. The mission of the husband is to lay his life down every single day. Every single day. And the mission of the wife is to support him in doing that. I like to think of it this way. You got those old-timey kings, ancient kings, where they'd lead the army into battle. Yeah, they're the king. And they would decide that's who we're going to go fight. And they'd be the one, and let's charge, or whatever it was. So the husband's like the king. And the wife is like the army. And maybe you're thinking, oh, so you're saying he can tell her what to do? He can give her orders? No, not even a little bit. No, definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is this. If that king goes charging forward and the army doesn't go with him, he's just some lone nut charging straight to his doom. Because the army's his strength. He's got his mission. But if he doesn't have his strength, he's not going to succeed at that mission. Now, the analogy isn't perfect, mind you, but the truth is that if the wife, the strength, is supporting her husband in his laying down his life for the wife and children, well, then you get a man of service. You get a man of sacrifice. See, when our first child was born, I was really into my career. And I was good at it, too. But I quickly realized that with my wife's schedule and my schedule and with the baby and whatever it was, I was becoming a slave to my job when I was supposed to be a servant to my wife and child. So I became a stay-at-home dad. Now, I'm not just a stay-at-home parent like, oh, I stay home and I cook and clean. I'm really bad at cleaning and I'm mediocre at cooking. But I homeschool the kids, I build big rain barrel projects with them. I mean, they only help as much as they can because they're young. They helped me fix this patio that I'm sitting on right here. You know, I mean, for some people, kindergarten homeschool involves letters. Ours is letters and patio repair. So, you know, I'm the dad who walks into mass on Sunday, and I don't have some like flowery diaper bag. I have a backpack, which I know a lot of people have, but mine's full on camo, and just for some bizarre reason, there's a bottle opener right on the shoulder strap. And I don't mean bottle for baby. By the way, there's also a second bottle opener on the other shoulder strap, in case I'm having such a bad or such a good day that I just gotta open two at once. I don't know. Anyway, so I became a stay-at-home dad. And I realized, gosh, we live in this culture that's so afraid of children that we try to control everything. You know, this whole natural family planning thing, you can use it to avoid, to achieve, you can chart for the woman's health for any number of reasons. It's wonderful. It's not about control, though. It's about cooperation. Cooperating with your spouse, cooperating with God, cooperating with your body, cooperating with the natural order. It's a non-confrontational thing, which is unusual for us nowadays in a very confrontational world. Fertility and fatherhood aren't things to fear. God has shared with you the very power of creation. So trust yourself, trust your spouse, and most importantly, trust God.